The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 12 locally owned dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group, offering Buick, GMC, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan. Check out all the selection at any location online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We begin this week in Victor, where the girls softball team is ranked 3rd in the state and led by a sophomore pitcher who has emerged as the team's ace. Here's Jeff Barron.
Last season, the Victor girls softball team reached the state semifinals, losing to the eventual state champions, East Meadow. They made it to the semis by beating Williamsville North in the regionals. Last weekend, a rematch with Williamsville North took place. Only there's one big difference this year with the Blue Devils. Sophomore Katie Sidare.
Last year, as a freshman, she wanted to be on the varsity. I just said, "You're not ready. You got to get a little better." And she took that to heart and worked so hard in the off season. And when she came back, we were just blown away with how much improvement she had made and how much the ball moves with the speed that she had picked up. And now you can't keep her off the field. So
Katie Sidare has been a revelation for Victor. Time and again, the first-year pitcher stepped up, beating state-ranked Fairport with 17 strikeouts and tossing 3 no-hitters.
I've had a good season so far, some no-hitters.
Yep.
Talk to me about that, just the experience of being a part of a no-hitter.
I just try and focus on one pitch at a time, making sure I'm hitting my spots and just making sure I get it.
Katie had a big weekend, as did the undefeated Blue Devils. Friday night, a no-hitter versus Penfield. Saturday, coming on in relief, preserving a 3-0 win over Williamsville South. And then starting and getting the win over Williamsville North. A lot to ask of a sophomore.
I don't really talk to her too much, she knows what she has to do. She's very mature. She's a sophomore, but she's very mature in the circle. Nothing flusters her. She really stays together well. If somebody gets a hit or she plunks somebody, it's just right on to the next pitch. And she has a great mentality to be a pitcher. Her dad has worked really hard with her. He should get a lot of credit too.
She's doing a great job on the mound, working, staying humble, getting in the zone. So we couldn't be prouder of her, but hopefully she just continues to improve this season,
What's going through your head, in those later innings?
Just focusing on my form, making sure I'm getting the keys I need for every pitch.
Even though Katie's just a sophomore, the team has faith in her, and she has the team behind her to back her up.
It just means that we all have to have her back and lift her up. And, we're constantly talking. There's not a player in the field who's silent. Everyone's talking on the bench. Everybody's talking. She's throwing the pitches, but everybody behind her is definitely strong. Everyone on the bench is especially strong, calling out if the runner's going, picking signals, stuff like that. So, we all believe in her, and she believes in us, and that's really what's going on. So,
Victor ended Saturday with a 10-0 mark, and we're ranked 3rd in the state's first poll that was released on April 29th. The Blue Devils are looking for another run at the state title, but remain committed to taking it one day at a time.
This team they're great. Definitely something special, but we're a humble team. Everybody on this team is important. We're carrying 16 girls. Every single person is important. They all play a crucial role, and if it was 15 girls, we wouldn't be how we are. We work very hard. We like to believe that we're working the hardest that we can work. We're going to try to improve every single day.
For Katie Sidare, the future looks bright. But again, the focus is clear.
And you're only a sophomore. Tell me about the future. What goals do you have personally and as a team?
I mean, I just want to play every game at my best, and I feel like the team wants to do that too, and we've all just been taking it one game at a time.
Where do you see her going this year, the next few years?
That's up to her. She'll be in control of that. She keeps working and she keeps pitching hard, and she's getting stronger and stronger and bigger. I don't know if there's a ceiling.
From Victor, this is Jeff Barron with the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Well, coming up, we were talking baseball with Paul Gotham in the Dunkin' Donuts High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
Boom.
Go-getters, get 2 with Dunkin' Go-Tos.
Boom.
2 sandwiches for $2, $3, or $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
And welcome back. It's time now for the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin', and as always, we are pleased to be joined by Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com. Well, Paul, last week we talked about some Section 5 alums who were really hitting the ball well. Now we've got some guys currently performing in high school here who did the same thing.
It's crazy to think all in one day you have Louis Schaefer, not one Grand Slam, but 2 Grand Slams in one day. You have Nick Sears, who was on the opposing team, hitting 2 solo shots. Cole Penders hits 3 home runs, part of a Brockport team that connected on 7 round trippers in one game. It's crazy to think what all happened in that one day. And then you also had a no-hitter that happened down in Honeoye. So you have all this going on, a lot of action taking us up to what is now the last full week of the regular season for Section 5 baseball.
It's really hard to think about that. I mean, considering the way the season started, where just getting games in was next to impossible, and now we're talking about gearing up and getting ready and positioning for sectionals.
And it's been great to see a lot of the teams make it through the weather. You got teams like Victor and Penfield that are all going into that last week only needing 2, maybe 3 games. So teams have really done a great job of rescheduling games, making them happen, and getting themselves in position so their arms aren't worn out when it comes time for the sectionals.
I was going to say, with that type of rescheduling and everything, that takes some serious juggling by the coach to make sure that your arms are set up when you hit that playoff run.
Well, not only that, but I think you're going to have some coaches that found some diamonds in the rough. Some kids who would have pitched in situations that maybe would not have had the schedule played out the way it was supposed to, but it'll be interesting to see how kids in the sectionals, all of a sudden, you're going to have a kid who wasn't necessarily a 1, 2, 3 as far as a rotation, pitching some important innings during the postseason for guys.
Now that things have kind of settled and the cream has risen to the top, who do you see as being the ones to really look for?
Well, certainly in AA, the discussion starts with McQuaid, the returning champions. They return a lot of players. Victor looks really good. Victor, they had won 4 in a row before losing, then they put together 5 in a row. They have 3 or 4 pitchers on that team. Drew Delaney has won 4 games for them, but they also have a bunch of guys that can hit the ball. Zach Carpin, as we mentioned already, Louis Schaefer, Santino Rosso, and Tommy Ryan are going to be guys that are going to be very important for that Victor team. We can't forget about Penfield, and kind of laying in the reeds over there is that Rush Henrietta squad with a lot of experience. A1 is going to be very important or very interesting because Pittsford Sutherland moves up from A2, and they are in the sectional seedings. They're down almost in the lower half, and I would not overlook Brandon DeRosa's squad come postseason time.
All right, Paul, thanks for joining us. PickandSplinters.com. Go check out the site. It's always great to look at and see what's happening in Section 5 baseball and college and the pros as well. This has been the High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Coming up next, the Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim. And later, a great experience for some youngsters in Fairport.
Came now to Eichel. He floated one.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Bernson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
This week, we honor Bishop Kearney senior Brandon Whitlow for making the grade. Brandon has proven himself to be a leader on the field and in the classroom. He's played multiple sports for Bishop Kearney in all 3 sports seasons. Most notably, he helped the varsity soccer team win a Section 5 championship this past fall. Every year, the Chamber of Commerce in Irondequoit recognizes 3 high school seniors around the area who have proved their abilities in academic excellence in the study of business. Brandon was one of those scholarship recipients this year and was awarded $1,000 to put towards furthering his education. He's also an honor roll student, setting an example for others in the classroom. This fall, Brandon will attend St. Bonaventure University and plans to pursue a major in business. Nominated for being an exceptional student athlete, this week, Brandon Whitlow is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. And now here's Dave with the Section 5 Spotlight.
Well, thanks, Kim. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight. Brockport grad Julia DiMartino is setting records at Liberty University, tying the record for career wins with 62 in just 3 years, and setting the program record for wins this year with 25. The Flames won the Big South Conference and are on a 14-game winning streak. Congratulations to Spencerport's Erin Kuykendall for her 500th career point, including 10 points in a 21-8 win over Lakeshore. The Rangers are ranked 11th in the state in Class B. Tyler Senall won the 3,200-meter Glavin race at the Hilton Cadet Classic, just ahead of Nathan Lawler by 5 seconds. Senall, a senior from Penfield, finished the race at a time of 9 minutes and 22 seconds. And finally, Pittsburgh golf coach Joan Leroy and her twin sister Susie Yarnell were winners at the 2-person scramble at Blue Heron Hills for the Rochester District Golf Association event. The duo came in first for women's low gross score. Well, up next, the students of Fairport come out in droves to support the Red Raiders' inaugural unified basketball game. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back once again, and thanks for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Unified Sports began playing basketball in Section 5 about 5 years ago with a few participating schools. Now the sport has spread across the area, and the students of Fairport are getting their shot on the court. Here's Tariq Spence.
On Friday, May 4th, the Fairport Red Raiders unified basketball team kicked off their season in front of a packed gymnasium. We caught up with the team and Coach Tim O'Brien to talk about the great reception the team got, as well as how it all came together.
So the atmosphere is pretty amazing. We're pretty lucky here at Fairport, as you see. I saw on Friday that the stands were packed. Everybody came with full spirit. We had a tunnel. If you look closely, there were people from the Fairport football team, the baseball team, lacrosse team, softball team. It's pretty special for those people to take time out of their day to cheer on their fellow Fairport athletes. So I can't speak highly enough of the Fairport culture and climate, something that the school works hard to develop. And to see it come to life Friday and to cheer us on, it kind of means a lot to us in our program.
We've had a lot of people that have really enjoyed not only seeing the crowds, but it seems like everybody seems to get into it.
Yeah, everyone's into it, and it's amazing seeing everybody come out from the school and the community.
Senior Julia Sage took the opportunity to ask Cade Bolin the ball.
Cade Bolin? Hey, the two. Julia's not. I have a question for you. What? Will you go to ball with me?
The game started with a beautiful rendition of the national anthem by sophomore Emma Christie. So what was it like to sing the national anthem?
It was great.
All right. Do you enjoy singing?
I do enjoy singing. It's fun. When I was little, I used to like it. Now I like it more.
Oh. What about basketball? How much do you like playing basketball now?
Love it.
What have you gotten out of it, and what have you been able to share with a lot of people who are interested in volunteering?
It's really come a long way, and it got started by some great people, and I'm just lucky enough to be in the position to carry it through. So it's more about the kids that come than it is about me. But people that are wondering about it and want to be involved, it's just a great chance for people with a lot of different abilities, come from different backgrounds. You kind of put all that aside, and you're here for the reasons that keep us together, the reasons that join us, teamwork, cooperation, and I think most people will automatically want to be a part of that when they know they're going to come to practice, feel good about themselves, make some new friends along the way. It's a pretty special environment to be a part of, and I'm just lucky to have the chance to do that.
And what's your favorite thing to do?
I like to score baskets.
Fairport Unified Basketball has been getting a lot of support, not just in Fairport and not just from basketball players. All athletes are interested in volunteering their time to help coach. Do you play basketball or no?
I do play basketball. I play for our school team.
So what's this experience been like helping out?
Oh, it's been amazing. Like, these kids are so incredible and they love it. And every day coming to practice, you just leave in a better mood. They just bring the energy every day, and it's so much fun.
You come from a totally different sport, but you wanted to help out?
Exactly. Like, soccer's such a different atmosphere. It's really competitive, and it's competitive here too, but in like a really inclusive way. So it's really different, but I like it a lot.
What made you decide to volunteer and help out?
I was actually asked by Coach O'Brien, and I don't know, it's just something you couldn't turn down, like helping out these kids, and it's just so rewarding and awesome.
You have a lot of volunteers, which is amazing. Not just basketball players, but we're talking athletes from different backgrounds that just wanted to help.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that speaks to the human spirit pretty well, and often in the news we don't always, we don't hear of all the positive, but here's a great example. If there's so many kids doing the right thing and so many kids wanting to help, we were lucky enough to create that culture here in Unified, and the school does a great job of promoting it, that so many kids came to us this year and said, hey, I want to be a part of it, and we weren't going to turn people away. So I think people come here because they feel good about themselves, they enjoy playing basketball, and all around they just enjoy being around other people that are trying to do positive things. So I think it really speaks to the human spirit of these kids that attend Fairport.
How did you hear about the program?
I actually was walking by Coach on my way to lunch, and he stopped me and asked me if I was interested, and I jumped at the chance. Like, this is a program that we've supported as our basketball team, and being involved with it has just been so amazing.
How many years have you done it?
This is my first year, actually. Okay. I wasn't able to in the past because of basketball workouts, but this year I was free, and I've just loved being involved.
You were with the program and came back, you wanted to help?
Yeah.
All right. How much do you like the game?
I love it. I grew up playing the game ever since I was young.
All right. And then now you want to help other kids play?
Yes.
All right, good. What have you sort of taught them about loving basketball?
It's always fun to love the game, and whenever you get a chance, just play by yourself or with anyone.
What's it like seeing so many people come out to see you play basketball?
It's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you play it? Do you practice a lot?
Yeah.
All right. Have the coaches been helping you?
Yeah.
All right. What about people coming out to see you? Are they happy to see you play and happy when you guys score?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anything else you'd like to do about basketball or play?
Well, I love to play basketball.
The measure of success for a unified team isn't one-loss records, but the smiles on the faces of the athletes and the fans in attendance.
Yeah, it's a pretty special thing. We had a game Friday, and there was a few former players that came back. We have a former player as a coach. And again, it just speaks to the spirit of what this is about, where, sports are supposed to be this way, about feeling good, getting better in activity, and learning some life lessons. And I think once you're a part of a program like this, it never quite leaves you. It never quite leaves you, and you just want to come back and give back.
Fairport Unified is playing their senior night on Tuesday, May 15th here at Fairport. Come on out and support them. For the Vision High School Sports Beat, I'm Tariq Spence.
as you can tell from all the smiling faces, everyone had a great time, and I will tell you, if you have not been to one of these games yet, I urge you to go. It's something you will not soon forget. Well, we'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 12 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group, for making the Vision High School Sports Beat possible.